Hello everyone, this is just a quick video really. I've been watching a lot of my mate Vince recently, and that got me on to trying to fix some faulty stuff that I found on eBay. So the first one is this Xbox One controller. I bought a couple of Xboxes as well, but I thought I'd start small with the controller. It was reported as having a dodgy left analog stick, a bit of stick drift. And just some cosmetics. They said it worked otherwise. So I've got this one hooked up to my laptop. Obviously the first thing I did was updated it with the Xbox accessories tool, so it is on the latest firmware. But yeah, let's go ahead and test the controller. So to get it working with the controller tester, you have to press the two buttons together, and that basically enables it. And the first thing you can see there is that there is some stick drift, but it's on the right analog stick, but also on the left D-pad it's just completely stuck. It doesn't come off, so it's just permanently on. And this is something I noticed when I was trying to use one of the faulty Xboxes just to start it up. It just wouldn't let me do anything really, because you need to be able to select things. But other than that, all the other buttons do seem to work. The right analog does head back to center, but it's not going to do it now. But I promise it does get stuck up in a. There we go. As you can see, it just drifts up when you're not touching it, which wouldn't be any good if you were playing I don't know, Minecraft or something. You're constantly pointing at the sky. But all the other buttons do seem to work. Bluetooth's obviously working because I'm connected to this wirelessly with the laptop. To do the firmware upgrade, I did use a cable just because that just seemed a bit safer. So that's about it really. I'm going to go ahead and take it apart and see if I can repair this controller. When I bought it from eBay, it said it was new, but as you'll see in the video, I'm not sure it is quite as per described. Okay, so out in the man cave. I've never taken one of these apart before, so let's see if I can find what I need to be able to do it. I had a very brief look about how to get just into it, where to find the screws, but no more than that. So apparently we just need to get these back plates off first. And there goes one. I am going to need to clean this on the inside before I use it properly. This other side. There we go. I don't think I broke anything. It sounded horrendous, but it's okay. So inside here we have security screws. So there's like a little dot in the middle of each of the Torx screws. So I'm hoping that this kit I got from iFixit, it's not sponsored this video, but hopefully one of these will do the job. That looks like it'll fit. Yep. One of these classic blue mats that everybody seems to have. Oops. Probably should disconnect the batteries. Ah, it actually looks like someone might have been in here before. So I don't think that eBay listing was right. I don't think it was brand new with just a bit of stick drift. I think someone might have had a go at this themselves. It's quite annoying when you buy something and you expect it to be as described. Can't quite get to that one. Let's just see. That was easy. And there we are on the inside. Now there was nothing wrong with the trigger button, so I'm not going to touch any of that. I just need to try and work out how to get to the underside. Oh, maybe the whole thing just lifts out. That was easy. It does, sort of. It's quite cool that it all stays in one piece. You wouldn't want to game with that obviously, but that's quite cool. So I guess, yeah, I'll probably just replace both of these analog stick controllers. Actually, it gets stuck down there. I guess that's to do with that rather than. Okay, so when you over actuate them they get stuck. But we know that this one definitely has stick drift anyway. It looks like the only way to get into there is to undo some more screws. So I'll try and remember to fast forward this bit for you. And it looks like it might be a different size screw. There we go. I just want to get it just far enough out of the way that we can work on it and get these off without affecting anything else. And then there are some more screws, so that then gives us access to this D-pad, and I can tell that the dome has collapsed, so this works with just like a dome of metal that presses against the contact underneath. I don't think any of the stuff that I got in a repair kit comes with any of those, so I might have to just try and pop that back up. It looks like someone's stabbed something into the top of it. I'll see if I can pop it back out, otherwise I'll have to order another sticker. If I use a soldering iron rather than the heat gun, I should be able to get all of those contacts clean and just pull those parts off. So we'll do that second. We'll look here first. Yeah, see, these are nice because these have got the magnetic bases. They don't break quite as quickly. See if I have something to get those open with. If I can, I'll just try and lift up the part where it's broken. So, oops. You can see there, It's just a little metal tab that contacts those two rings together. Oh, just lifting it off and putting it back down again seems to have brought this click back. Maybe it was just stuck in one position for a long time and it had stuck itself to the top of that contact, but that sounds like the top one could probably do with the same. That sounds much better. I'm just going to lift it off a little bit further. See if we can reseat that top one as well. What I might do is just get some IPA and a cotton stick if I can find one. I might just give that a little clean. Okay, so got the IPA, got a cotton stick. I might clean these parts separately, but what I want to do is just lift this back. And if you can just see there, might not be picking up very well. It's just a little bit dirty under there. Yeah, that's cleaned it right off. Clean the other one, and then actually so now we can move on to, I might just clean some of this off, that's pretty gross, along the side of there. Okay, now hopefully I can desolder all of these without affecting anything else, and all of these, and then replace them with this kit that I have. There are other things I could replace, but they're not broken, so I'm not going to. Soldering iron nice and hot. Got a solder remover. I haven't got any wick, I don't think. I might have some wick. Currently I'm set at 350 degrees, and that's not making much of a difference. Oh, maybe slightly. I'll just turn it up a little bit. And maybe just add a little bit of flux paste to get things moving. If I can get the lid off. Let's make a mess. I haven't got any brushes at the moment. Hopefully that'll help us out.
straight away. Very quick drying solder this. I need something to hold it still, but I don't think I've got any helping hands. Pretty good. That did it. Not the easiest things to change this by the looks of it. Still, if I made it easy, everybody would be doing it. I might actually have to try and find some of the solder wick, because that is a bit too violent, I think. So bear with me. Here we go, fresh reel of solder wick. Hopefully that will do it. Apparently I wasn't recording, which is helpful. All I just did was, there's these two extra pins which are part of the switch, or the analog control, which is these two here. Sorry you couldn't see some of that, just trying to prise this old one off. There we go. That's one of the old ones off. What I think I'll do is get the other one off, just so it's a bit more fun putting two new ones on, so I won't record that. Right, the second one actually came off much easier. As you can see, it was there and it's gone. So now I think we're ready to put the new ones on. They only go on one way round. They've got a lot of pins at the bottom there, as we know from trying to take them off. So hopefully they should just fit back in quite easily where the old ones came from. If all the pins were lined up, of course. You do need a little bit of force, but not too much that you break anything. There we go. So that one fell into place. I've pushed it down as far as it'll go. And what I'll do is just tack that into place with some fresh solder, and then I'll come back in a moment and do all the others. I'm just going to do a couple of the diagonals. Just get a bead of solder on there to hold it in place. Check that it's still flat, check that it still works, and it does. Make sure I don't get these confused with the old ones. The old ones had white on the inside, my new ones have red. They probably came from China. I don't know if there are any, if you can get like elite versions of them or anything. That's that one down. And again, I'll just tack that in place so it can't move. A couple of diagonals like that. Check everything's still level, check everything still moves. And now I will go ahead and solder the rest of those connections. And there we go, I think that was all of the connections. So putting it back on is obviously a lot faster than taking it off. It's just maybe a little bit too much solder in a couple of the places. Let's try and take some off. I'm not going to worry too much, it doesn't look like it'll impact anything here. There we go, that's a nicer joint. And there we go, release the Kapton tape. And I should be able to put the controller back together and we can go and test it out again. Let's just check on the other board, make sure this hasn't, there's still a nice positive click from what I think was the left. Oh, it does stick a bit. Sorry about that, the camera overheated. All I've done is put it into the back case, and I've just been playing with this D pad. You can press it and then it pops back up, so I probably will have to fix that because I don't think that will last much longer doing that. So I'll continue putting it back together, but it does look like I'm going to have to take it all apart another day and replace that part. But for today we'll leave it as is. So all I need to do very quickly Okay, I fixed the X button and all the others. What I also did is just made a small hole in that sticker that goes under the D-pad, and I don't know if you can hear that, but it's actually a lot better. So that might save me, well, it won't save me getting a new one, it is obviously broken, but it means it'll work straight away, hopefully. So if I just chuck the D-pad back on, hopefully you can hear that, it's got a very good click to it. Everything sounds good. Thumbsticks move and head back to centre. All the other buttons still work. I'm quite pleased with the way that's working now. All the others still work, so hopefully it's just a case of shutting it back up and then going to test it out.
Okay, here we are, back with the finished article. Obviously my battery on the camera died when I was in the man cave, but as you can see, all the panels are back on now. So I'm going to turn it on and see if we can retest it now that I've replaced all the parts. It looks like it's paired up to the laptop straight away, the light's staying solid. I'm going to put it into test mode, and first thing I notice is that the D-pad isn't stuck down and it actually lets you press it now. All the buttons are working, I'm really pleased with that. The right thumbstick that had the drift, that seems to be returning to 0 again now, which is excellent. That's the main thing I wanted to, well, obviously the D-pad was the main thing, but that stick was the next big problem with this controller. All the other buttons seem to work, so luckily I spotted that I'd put one in wrong, and all the other buttons seem to work, which is excellent. I replaced both analog sticks, and the left one works. All the triggers still work, and what I did after this part is actually went and tested the vibration, so on the motors, and that was all working fine as well. It's not very easy to test that on a video. You can't see it vibrating. I could have put it on a table, but that's just annoying. But yeah, really pleased with that. All the buttons seem to work. And although it wasn't as described on eBay, I was really pleased that I managed to fix this one. And for £25 plus £3 postage, I'm not too annoyed about that. And it gives me something to test the Xboxes when I get around to trying to repair those. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.